Good morning. This is Andy with Mountain Computers, the Go Green PC Tune-Up Guy. Today is December 30th, 2019. Only got a couple days left for the end of the year. We just sent out our thank yous to all of our business clients, to all of our retail clients that we have been helping out throughout the year. We made them successful and they've made us successful. So anyhow, this shirt right here, I just got back from a 30-day vacation, long overdue honeymoon to the Philippines. And that trip alone was from middle of November to the middle of December, and it was great trip. Worked remotely from there, out in the middle of nowhere, way north. So anyhow, I'll tell you more about that later. However, today, let's just recap real quick how many letters in the alphabet that we've done. What, 16, 17, 18? And I tallied up how many do we have left. And we only have E as in Echo, J as in Juliet, L as in Lima, Q as in Quebec, W, X, and Y. Now that's not too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Now I did have K in there for kilo, but I already did K. I just forgot about it until I started looking at Kubernetes and stuff like that. So anyhow, what I've done is I've written down what those items could be in each one of those letters. And gosh, I would love to just wrap this up in one video, but it's not possible. And just post it and get it up on the web. However, in order to do that, I would really have to cram in a lot of information. So anyhow, which letter do we do? E, J, L, Q, W, X, or Y? Well, the biggest one is W. The second and third ones are E and J. L is pretty long, X is fast, and Y is fast. So why don't we just start with E? Let's do today. The letter is E. E for Echo, okay? So the first topic and item in E is Excel, Microsoft Excel. So in my days at Microsoft in 1991, I was in Lincoln Plaza building A and B. And across from us, I was in the Microsoft Word support group. Across from us was the Excel support group. And a guy named Ed, he was over in Excel. And they were on the Mac, as well as the Windows. And I don't know if you know this, but Excel originated on the Mac, I believe. So then it was ported over to Windows. Excel was probably one of the most amazing programs that Microsoft ever released and continues to support. So anyhow, hands down to Excel. What else about Excel? My training classes when I was in Winnemucca, Nevada, where we've trained over, 5,000 people over a two-year period. Not only webcast, but also in person in our training room. And our group sizes was anywhere from 10 to 12, sometimes a little larger, sometimes a little smaller. But Excel was one of those products that business owners, we would have business owner brown bag meetings in the middle of the week just to get business owners out of their office, out of their store, into an environment with other business owners. And Excel was one of the most important topics that we shared on how to do charting extremely fast. In one of the manuals that I had written on Excel, it was amazing. I showed people how to do charting in seconds, where people would take an hour. I'd say, you could chart that in about 3 or 4 seconds. So anyhow, Excel is great. Explorer, Internet Explorer, or Explorer, the Windows shell. When I think of Explorer, I think of Internet Explorer and how it was a Microsoft product. Did I really like it? No. Back in the day when Internet Explorer 3 was coming out, Netscape Navigator 4.5 was there, 4.5.1. I used Netscape Navigator at Microsoft to benchmark and test all of my code that I was releasing when I was with Worldwide Operations. And if my code could get through Netscape Navigator, bug-free, JavaScript, HTML, all that stuff, I knew it would pass Internet Explorer because IE wasn't W3C compliant. At the time, we were doing HTML 3.0, 4.01, 4.0, so whatever. E for e-commerce. E-commerce. I still have applications running today that I designed over 20 years ago. So when you talk about e-commerce, you have a website, you have a product or a service, And if it's still running after 20 years with very light maintenance, and it does credit card processing and all that stuff for 20 years through the same processing companies, and you've moved from IAS 3.0 to all the way to IAS 7.5, whatever the latest stuff, and the code still works, and it's still secure, and it's solid, rock solid, and it doesn't violate any privacy stuff, passwords, everything, that's some good e-commerce code. There are companies out there that say they're the best, rock solid, but they're just a name. But when it comes to e-commerce, you have a product, a service, and like I said, on all websites, you should have a cash register. So even nonprofits, you should have a donate, pay now. I know some nonprofits here in Washoe County, they think it's too janky to ask their patrons to contribute that method. Well, I think that's gone by the wayside because those people were not thinking. You never leave money on the table. There's an old business rule. But you also don't want to sound cheap like you're begging. So do it professionally. Just say donate to our cause. Make it easy. Some people just want to donate and if you make it easy for them, they'll just do it. It's great. So e-commerce, real easy. Next one, E, Egghead. Do you remember Egghead software? When I lived in Bellevue, Washington, there was a Egghead software store just right up the street from where I lived, over on Lake Hills Connector. And one of my friends from high school worked at Egghead. I think he was a marketing graphics design guy. His name was Clint. He was cool. But they folded, went in bankruptcy in the early 2000s, and Amazon bought their domain. That was something interesting I didn't know. But then you have Newegg. Is Newegg the old Egghead or not? I don't think so. But anyhow, E for Egghead. Very cool. End key. The end key on your keyboard, END. That's not like any key, but to know the home and end, page up, page down key, that's very important. So understand the end key. And it's not the one on the numeric keypad, it's actually the end key all by itself. So home, end. In Microsoft Excel, front of the row, end of the row. Paragraph, end of paragraph, front of paragraph. Top of page, bottom of page. Control home, control end. Very top, very bottom. So understand the end key. Very powerful. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. That's a mouthful. That is a big mouthful. The reason I want to tell you about ERP is that people overcomplicate it. At Microsoft, we had 40-some disparate applications back in the day. IGT had the same thing, International Game Technology here. All these applications and databases wouldn't talk to each other. Nobody could get across the board reporting effectively and efficiently. And then companies like SAP came in. Expensive, high-end, very expensive staffing, very expensive contractors. But they were sort of enterprise, you know. They would come in and just be expensive to implement anything. I mean, you could do the same thing in-house, in-home, faster, easier, with the right team. It's got to be the right team. People like me that can go in and say, I remember some people at Microsoft that took a year to do something that should take a month. And they made a big deal of it, big dog and pony show. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, when I just left Microsoft, and I've worked at other companies, there are some people that just are paper pushers. They don't get anything done. They take 3 months to do a business plan on full color. Real stupid. When you should just do it in black and white, it should be about that thick, not that thick. Who are you trying to impress? The stockholders and the investors, they don't want to see that. You know, don't take a year when it needs to only take a month. Don't take a month when it only takes a week. Don't take a week when it only takes a day. So, ERP. I sort of went around the mulberry bush on that one. But ERP is supposed to make it efficient and effective for you to manage your entire enterprise. Okay? You can manage your teams, manage your unburden stuff. I mean, know where everything is going. Know where your AP, AR cycles are. There's a lot to be said about transparency from beginning to end, walk around management style, good books. Nothing should be really a secret. Okay? So, ERP, very powerful. The escape key on a keyboard, the escape key, the left hand. Always know that the top left key on your keyboard is escape, ESC. Know where that is. If you get into trouble on the web or in an application, you can press escape that'll just cancel whatever's in front of you, a pop-up, a dialog box or whatever. It was meant for the old mainframes to interrupt the system, escape, system interrupt, before they put a control key on it, or a system interrupt key. But escape key, understand the escape key. Very powerful. That's one of the keyboarding 101 classics that I teach people. There's a couple keys. Control escape, Control Alt Delete for the Windows, Control Shift Delete for history cleaning. There's a bunch. Windows logo L for lock. Just know your keyboard accelerators. So escape is in one of those. Ethics. I don't think ethics is taught enough in our undergraduate schools and our graduate schools. I've known professors that have come into my store that have commented on things that I think are unethical. They're greedy, profiteering. I understand people need to make money and a profit in order to pay the bills, move ahead. But there's a point where, I mean, it's like the EpiPen, you know, a pen that is life-saving, essential. $4,000 versus $400 versus 40 bucks. That's unethical when it's a $4,000 product when it really, yeah, the research was expensive. I mean, you got to get that back somehow. But that's a private-public partnership government thing. So think about it, ethics. I've always said that, and this is an interesting one when it comes to ethics. Why do people lie? Why do people lie to me? Why have I lied to people? Number one, when it comes to ethics, is don't ever put somebody in a corner where they feel they have to lie. That's your fault, my fault. I've always told people, if you ask a hard question and I can't answer, I will say, you know, I can't lie and I can't tell you the truth. If they can't accept that response, then they understand that something's going on and they need to work around it. We need to work around it. But ethics, that's the one thing, you know. If you do something and make a mistake, say you made a mistake. I mean, if your intent is ill will, then yeah, you're a bad person. But one of the big things when it comes down to the law, business, is to work in good faith. Ethics 101, work in good faith. There's companies out there, I mean, even now, I just got a FedEx package from Wells Fargo regarding my mortgage and cleaning up all that stuff that's been going on for 5 years. And it's 50-50. It's ethical, unethical, in good faith, bad faith. There is some bad faith in what they're doing, and they continue to do it, thinking that until they get sued or something like that. And it sucks. I mean, they should not put me in that situation. They should just do the right thing and ethics 101. But for some other reason, you know, they just continue to do bad stuff. They don't even admit to errors. I mean, they'll just say, well, you know, that happened so long ago, we can't do anything about it. Yes, you can. You can fix it. Think about it. You can always fix things. Ethics 101. Find a way to make things right. Everybody wins in the end. Okay? Etsy. Ever heard of Etsy.com? It's a great place if you're into crafts and stuff. And I had to put that in there because when I started doing some things for writing and publishing, like these crosses that I've designed, I use Etsy to get me started on cross molds, cross examples, crosses, you know, like the cross. So that's cool. Etsy, very cool. Buy a couple products, get used to it. It's really cool. Great company, great people, great products, great creativity. E-wallet. That's going to be scary. Moving forward with blockchain and crypto and all that stuff. If you lose your wallet and access to your wallet, I mean, there have been people who have died that had millions of dollars in their e-wallet and nobody has access to it. So it's just basically frozen money. It's like a safety deposit box that's been paid for forever, that nobody can open. So don't do that. So e-wallet, moving forward, make sure that we figure out something. There's got to be a way to where it's impenetrable, it can't be hacked, but at the same time, it's recoverable. Besides just knowing the wallet ID and the password. 64 characters that old people, our generation, my generation, are just not going to be able to cope with. So we got to figure that one out. And biometrics isn't the way either. I mean, technically they're trying, but whatever. Extended and external everything. Extended everything, external everything. I wrote that down thinking I'd remember everything about it, but I can't. Extended memory, EMS, external everything. Optical drives are no longer in laptops, so you always have to buy an external USB type ABC. So everything external now for tablets, cameras, you name it. So I don't know. Didn't really have that much on E. Was there anything else more on E that I wanted to cover? I think ethics was a big one. B of A, a lot of the banks, they need to work on their ethics and be more fair. And that's a big one for me. I mean, if you go back 20, 30 years, things weren't always like that, you know. But I think when it comes down to technology, I don't like drama, don't like politics, even though I do know what's right. I'm a professional. But anyhow, that's letter E for today. I hope you had a great time. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash the thumbs up if you liked it. Do that to all my videos. Smash the thumbs up. I've been watching enough videos of other people in technology and other things. And they always say, if you like this, smash the thumbs up. You gotta call people to action. You be sure to share and like this. I guess like, subscribe, and share is the same as smash the like button, but you gotta put some emphasis on it sometimes. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and post this. We're gonna think about the other letters, see if we can do those before the end of the year and get them posted. So anyhow, Andy from Mountain Computers, the Go Green PC Tune-Up Guy. Go to just Google or DuckDuckGo GGPCTU, which is Go Green PC Tune-Up. And that's it for today. Take care. Bye.